Hi, it's Mark Pereira here, and I want to talk to you about one of my favourite topics at the moment, which is around decarbonisation, greenhouse gases, how we get to that net zero, and especially with COP26. I'm sure this is a topic of conversation in your own business and with your own teams and procurement and supply chain. So I picked up on this white paper from BCG. They've got a kind of a framework around the decarbonisation journey. They look at 4 different pathways and 16 different levers of how you can approach the route to net zero. So let's jump in and take a look. So the 4 different pathways that they've looked at, if we go clockwise, are transformation of the category. Then we have engaged selectively. We have let the market provide, and then secure the supply as well. So if we look at those on the top right, obviously the transformation of the category, this is a high risk in terms of a category and high scarcity of category decarbonisation. This is where you're really going to have to lean in and start transforming that category and the market around that. So high investment, but also importance for your business and hitting those numbers as well. If we drop down into engage selectively, this is where you really need to make the right investments with partners and share the burdens with them. So less high risk in terms of the category, but also it has got the high scarcity within the category as well. So this is a lot around partnering. In terms of the top left and secure your supply, this is where you need to, I guess, take a little bit of a first mover advantage within the industry you're in, of how you partner on that side, and we'll look at some of the levers supporting that. And then the bottom left, this is really where the market's going to define the outcome of that. So that'll be a little bit more about the selection of suppliers within there, and also I guess the compliance and monitoring of suppliers in there as well. So if we jump into the levers, then we'll see a little bit more around the actions that we can take on these ones as well. So I think again, this is really succinct and nicely laid out, but in that transformation of the category, we're looking at new business models, disruptive designs, that real supply chain reconfiguration. So that's an important part. There's going to be a lot of cross-functional activity going on there, and a lot of collaboration with your suppliers, both current and new as well. If we go down to the bottom right there, we're engaged selectively. This is around supplier development. We're seeing a lot of industry collaboration come through. Obviously, we see the Energize program that came off the back of COP26, and also looking at demand management and some of the offsetting that will come through in there as well. If we jump up into that top left, it's all about the securing your supply. This is around strategic partnerships with your suppliers, supplier acquisition, potentially creating those long-term agreements and collaborations and potential investments with the suppliers and partners on that side. And then bottom left, this is about setting supplier emission targets, also expanding your supplier base to new alternative ones, and also looking at those alternative materials as well. So when I'm speaking to customers, firstly, I see lots of different activity going on around decarbonisation, but sometimes in 1 or 2 of these pathways, and then using only a couple of the levers. I think this is a really interesting framework, and love to get your feedback on how you're looking at the activities, the strategies that you have around decarbonisation. But I think this is a really good starting point, so it'd be great to get your feedback on this as well. So look, I'll put the link for this PDF white paper below. Please engage with BCG, because I'm sure they have a lot more thinking behind this as well, but also let me know your thoughts on other approaches. And I think it's really important for us to share this best practice with each other as all the companies go out and try and hit the net zero, but turn this top level commitments into strategies and actions. And one of my favorite terms at the moment, buzz at the bottom. So what we're actually trying to do with the suppliers to remove that carbon, to reduce that scope 3 and hit those targets, not by 2030 purely. We need to see enough in the pipeline that we're seeing this by 2025, 2026. So the buzz at the bottom was all the activities going on as well. With that, have a great day, and I'll speak to you again soon. Cheers.